Welcome back to The Swinging Light. I'm Doug.
And I'm Rachel.
We're going to continue on with our top 100 horror films of all time, going on with our 60 through 51. So, let's continue. All right, my number 60. Well, this is a video game that I like to play, and I actually never beat any of them, but I enjoy them. But Silent Hill. It's the video game. It's, seeing Pyramid Head in there and all that. I love Silent Hill. Wish I could beat him one day. But
what do you love about the game?
Just the dark atmosphere. And it's like a Resident Evil, which is what I grew up with and enjoyed that. So to see it to the movie, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I think that's a good pick.
So my number 60 is Silent Hill.
And my number 60 is The Lazarus Effect. I don't know how many people remember this one. It was released in 2015 and starred Olivia Wilde. And what I really liked about the movie was it's about a doctor who is trying to figure out how to bring people back from the dead by using a special serum. And at first they experiment on their dog who died, and that was successful. But of course, kind of following in Pet Sematry's footsteps, the dog comes back, but it's not the same. So when they are basically threatened to be shut down because it's unethical, she ends up going into cardiac arrest. I think she got electrocuted, and her partner basically injects the serum in her out of an act of desperation to bring her back. And it was successful. And she knows that she died and she's back, but she's definitely not the same person and has different abilities. And it's very scary. So I remember enjoying it. I would like to view it again. I've seen it a few times, but it's been a while. So I would highly recommend The Lazarus Effect.
All right, so my number 59, this is Final Destination. The original, just them seeing how the plane's going to crash and they're going to die. And then, they're going to, death is going to come for them, in order that they were going to die. This started all with that. And just I remember the train, the kitchen knife, there's just a lot of that one. This was a really good one that started it all.
Great. Suspenseful, awful deaths happening,
And it was different. And then you actually never got to see death the whole time.
Did you see this in the theater, or did you see it on DVD, I guess, at that time?
Or VHS? Yeah, I think it was DVD or rented. I can't remember, but it wasn't in theater.
Yeah, I went to see it in the theater with my best friend at the time and her boyfriend, and I'll never forget it. We didn't really know what we were getting into, and then we watched it, and it was just like, holy shit, this is so cool. It's so different, so scary, because death ultimately will come for us all. It's just makes you kind of check your surroundings a little bit better when you walk around in the world. So, yeah.
So my number 59 is Final Destination.
And my number 59 is A Quiet Place. This movie I actually put off watching, but went ahead and did view it, and was definitely horrified with the beginning of the movie. And I don't really want to give that away because it's just so shocking in itself, but it definitely starts out fierce, and I like that when they slap you in the face right off the bat to get your attention. But basically it's about aliens overcoming the planet, and they can't see, but they can hear very well, and they're very fast and very, brutal with their killings and eating these people. So it's the beginning. They've actually made several sequels to this movie. So I highly recommend it. Emily Blunt was in it too. So good ending. So A Quiet Place was my number 59.
58. This is the black phone. You've already mentioned it before, of the van and the kid being trapped in the basement and just using the black phone to communicate with all the past victims and how to escape, and they all help him get out of this situation. It's great. I was not really expecting much from this film, as it was when it came out. It really exceeded my expectations, and I really enjoyed it. I have not seen Black Phone 2 yet, so I'm really excited to get to that.
It's on the list.
So my number 58 is The Black Phone.
And my number 58 is Scream 2. I am a huge Ghostface fan, as probably most of you already know, wearing him tonight. And I liked the sequel. I'm usually really picky when I go in and see a sequel after I've seen an amazing original. And the sequel was released like a year after the original. And the opening scene was great, with the two college kids getting killed during the Stab movie, and all that, gore and, things were going on. And, it was obviously pumped up, and then it went into a violent route and to a public place. So I thought that was an interesting opening scene, since the opening scene to Scream was so, unforgettable. And the ending, I did not hate the ending. A lot of people said they were kind of disappointed by who the killers were, but I thought it made sense. I did think it tied in, and it had the original characters, and even brought Cotton back, who got convicted because of Nev Campbell's, testimony or whatever. But I just thought it brought everything back together really well. It was also directed by Wes Craven, so good kills. Love Ghostface. So Scream 2 was my number 58.
All right, my number 57. This is probably the Jason movie that I've seen more than all the other Jason movies, and this is Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. And this is actually the one where they tease the Freddy versus Jason back in '93. And it took them 10 years to come up with that movie. But I just watched this movie a lot. It's not the first Jason I saw, but it is the one I probably watched more than anything.
So does he actually go to hell? I've never seen this movie, by the way.
It's the relative has to kill Jason, and then he dies, and then Freddy's hand comes up out of the sand or dirt and grabs his mask and pulls it in.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to watch that. I have a lot of Friday the 13th to catch up on.
We'll watch them all from start to finish, even 10 or X, Jason in Space. But my number 57 is the Final Friday, the Jason Goes to Hell.
And my number 57 is The People Under the Stairs. Great movie. Definitely has a lot of rewatchability. It's just a classic, It actually took me a long time, even as a adolescent, to actually finally view the movie, because I had heard it looked so scary. It was so scary, and the cover of it looked so scary. This is back when you actually went to Blockbusters and viewed, horror movies, on VHS tapes, and finally watched it and loved it. Thought it was definitely a different concept. Had some really disturbing material in there involving children, and, it unfortunately features, abuse, and how they overcome that and survive, that horrific night while they're committing a burglary. So, it'll always sit with me. I'll always rewatch it. So The People Under the Stairs is 57 for me.
Right, so my number 56, this horror film will stick with me no matter what. Even if I left loving horror movies and never watch another one, this one will always be ingrained in my head. And I actually just thought about it the other day. Final Destination 2. That log truck scene, every time I see a log truck, That's it's the only thing I think of as Final
You
Destination 2.
don't drive behind it.
Yeah. And we were talking about, we saw someone driving behind it and they back, like the truck out in front of them and they completely backed off. Like, you know,
We're like, they saw Final Destination 2. That's a fact.
Right. So I think no matter what, this movie will always live rent free in my head. And it's such a good movie. So.
Everybody remembers that scene. And I mean, that was just a horrific, kill scene altogether, premonition scene altogether. And, it's even kind of showcased in other horror movies that you watch. They'll have that log truck driving.
We just watched one the other day that had it.
Yeah. It had it in Significant Other.
Yeah.
So, and it had it in The Descent.
Yeah.
And probably more that I can't recall at this time. So,
I wonder how many times that the log truck has been put in other films since this movie.
I don't know. Maybe we should start a tally.
If somebody knows, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
So anyway, my number 56 is Final Destination 2.
My number 56 is Trick or Treat. I think this is a classic. I try to watch it at least once a year around Halloween. I love Sam.
We didn't get to watch it this year.
I know. And I'm sad to admit that. I wasn't going to admit that, but... we're honest people. Best horror anthology in my mind. I know there's a lot of great ones out there. I love the VHSs or whatever, but this is just kind of a classic that I never get sick of. I'll rewatch it. I'll, share it with our kids when they're old enough to view it. But it's got some really disturbing scenes in it, and just was so different, and just love Sam. I have Sam memorabilia everywhere, and you guys will continue to see that as we release videos. But yeah, so Trick or Treat is 56 for me.
All right, number 55. This movie took me a while to actually see because of how horrific everybody described it, and I haven't seen it yet. I've basically heard about it through other people, and because of it, I was just more like not really wanting. I wanted to watch it, but I didn't want to watch it because how bad people listen to the movie. But this is Hostel.
Yeah,
the first one. So it took me, I would say, a year or two after it came out to actually sit down.
It took me a while too, actually, and I love that shit.
Yeah, and then after I seen the first one, I went and watched 2 and 3 right after.
Yeah,
or as soon as I could, at least. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. I've seen worse.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's kind of a slow burn until like the very end, and then it's just in your face.
Yeah,
torture and gore and desperation and panic. It's a lot of emotions going on there. So it's pretty awful.
Yeah. So anyway, my number 55 is Hostel.
And my number 55 is Silent Hill.
Oh, right in the same.
Yeah. I love Silent Hill. I have beat the first 2. I just love the mysterious theme about it all, of why everything is just, you get there and you can't leave, and then, things turn dark, and here comes Pyramid Head and the nurses, and the end of, one of them, you have to actually defeat the devil, and it's hard. It took me a while to actually, conquer the game. You really have to be smart and play it right in order to do so. I can't wait to play the newer ones. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. But this movie was good. I did like the lead actress. There were some kills that were really disturbing to me, especially when they burned the cop over the fire. That, I can't imagine. That was just so horrific. But just really, really fucked up film, and really cool, freaky franchise, and I can't wait to see Return to Silent Hill. That's coming out this year.
This is one where I actually made sure I saw it in theater. As soon as I knew it came out, I made sure I got tickets for it.
Yeah. I didn't think I saw it in the theater, but I bought it. I own
Yeah.
it. So
I need to rewatch it.
yeah. So
I need to beat the
we can
games.
rewatch it on DVD.
Yeah.
So Silent Hill was my number 55.
All right, my number 54. This is The Grudge. This is that. I actually kind of want to watch the. Yes.
I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but something like that.
It's pretty close.
It's very poppy and freaky.
But I want to watch the original, like the Japanese version.
I do too.
I haven't got to yet, but I just really enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoy that paranormal side of things. So, and this one was actually pretty well done, and it was just a good movie as it was.
The Japanese come up with some pretty crazy, horrific horror movies. So, yeah, I agree with you there.
Anyway, so if you haven't seen it, you definitely need to see it. But anyway, my 54 is the Grudge.
And coming in on my number 54 is Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. Didn't view this movie until Doug and I got together. I think it was our first horror movie we watched together.
Was it?
I think so.
I thought it was Dolls.
Dolls or this one? Either way, it was the first one that didn't star Mila Jovovich as Alice, which Doug did not care for. I love them all. But it was pretty awesome. It had a lot of the base characters, Leon and Chris and Jill and Claire. And, it reminded me a lot of Resident Evil 2, which I really liked that game. And still tied in the one and with, exploring the, umbrella performing experiments on children, and which was really getting messed up at that point. But it was really cool. I enjoyed it. Didn't get the greatest reviews, but I'm a Resident Evil fan. And
I remember when you asked me to watch this with you, I was like, I will not watch a Resident Evil movie again. And you're like, this one's different. And so I gave it a shot. And I actually did enjoy this one.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. So it scored pretty decent on my top 100. So, yep, number 54, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
All right, 53. This is actually one my grandma suggested I watch.
Ooh, grandma.
Yeah. Christine.
Oh, well, that's a classic.
Yeah, so she told me to watch it. She said it's good, it's terrifying, and I watched it when I was younger, enjoyed it, and just a really good movie. I tried to watch it again recently. I don't think I got all the way through. I think I got about halfway.
I've watched it again in the past couple of years. It's got really good acting in it.
Yeah.
And there's some pretty messed up kills in there too.
Yeah, when he crushes and the car just...
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. It'd be cool to have a Christine replica car, which will never happen
the real one,
in my
or
life.
just something to sit out here?
Something probably never happened in my life, but to drive one around would be really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
Never know. But anyway, my number 53 is Christine.
My number 53 is The Hills Have Eyes, 2006. So this isn't the original that was made in the 70s, but the remake. And this movie is a hard watch. There's SA, there's a lot of graphic violence, and I really like pushing the limit and the gore and everything, and so to me it was enjoyable. I own it. I've seen it many times, and I highly recommend for you slasher, gory, messed up horror fanatics. So check out The Hills Have Eyes for my number 53.
I can't remember if I got through this whole movie or not. I think I got through part of it, and I think I had to watch. The people I was with did not want to watch it anymore, and I had to watch it alone. I just can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this is one I would need to sit down and watch from start to finish.
Yeah. It's just really sad because it's like this family, it's taking an RV through the
Right.
desert and just basically gets ambushed by these crazy mutated people
Yeah.
who do whatever they want to them and don't care. And it's very brutal, very, very disturbing kills and scenes. So, but you know, the family fights back and they give them hell for it. So, and there's some pretty cool grotesque body art in it as well that I enjoyed. So, check it out.
All right, my number 52, I actually watched last year because somebody made me watch it because I have not seen it. The Thing. This was, first time I got to view it was last year, probably around Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And really did enjoy it. It was a good body horror, but I mean, we have quite a few games on it now.
I've had crazy nightmares since we've watched that movie.
Really?
At least 2 that I can recall in detail. I've told you about them. Of, having to deal with it and feeling infested by it and, what I would do if it had overcame me. And it's just kind of one of those awful, mysterious, alien, parasitic invasion movies where, you're better off just cutting it off if you get infected because that thing is going to tear you apart. And it's gross and it's awesome. And it's got a great ending that kind of leaves you wondering.
I think there's a Thing 2 coming out or in production maybe.
I know they remade it in 2011. So one of the guys that follows us actually was watching it just recently. So on our Facebook, but I hadn't seen that one yet. I want to, but this will be a classic for me as well.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, it has some really nice artwork from this as well that we'll have to share on the channel.
Yeah.
But anyway, my number 52 is The Thing.
And my number 52 is Life. And I didn't even know this was really a horror movie. I just wanted to watch it because it had Jake Gyllenhaal in it. And I think he's like one of the sexiest actors ever. Love him. Put it on, and I was surprised at what I saw. So basically, they're in a ship, and they come across, very small microbial, entity, and it's very intelligent, and it knows how to, get around, and it also, takes over people, and they go through the horror of fighting this thing, and the end is brilliant. I love the ending of this movie. I thought I was going to hate it. I thought it was just going to be a tragedy. They're all going to die in space or whatever, but that's not how it ended. So it was disturbing and fun and had good-looking people. So I highly recommend Life. That was my number 52.
All right, number 51. Well, this is another one that you were excited for me to watch. It was the first card that we pulled out of our top 50 horror movies to watch, which is The Descent. I'm actually kind of shocked that it hit so high. I did enjoy the movie, but I rated it kind of low. But obviously it rated it high enough. But just the whole, going, spelunking and all those crawlers that are in there and just dealing with that. I mean, there are some things I nitpick in the movie about how they're blind, but they can dodge everything perfectly. But
yeah, we did a video on this. So
you want to see that review?
You want to see that?
Click.
In depth. Check it out. Yeah, super fun movie, super bloody, super gory. And who's to say that, those things aren't lurking around the dark corners of the earth somewhere,
Or in a cave.
Cryptid rake looking guys. And yeah, we tore it apart a little bit, but It
But
was pretty awful, pretty
it
scary.
is a pretty good movie though. So, but my number 51 is The Descent.
And my number 51 was actually one you just said, Final Destination 2. And when I went into Final Destination 2, I was super excited because I was so happy with the first one. And I knew that this was going to be an ongoing series like Saw.
Yeah.
And when that freeway collision scene happened, I mean, that is unimaginable. I mean, that was scarier than a plane crash because you're more likely to be in a freeway, die in a freeway accident like that versus in a plane crash. So, and then of course the notorious log scene. And I remember when she was trying to brake and the water bottle was under her brake. Like, I make sure like my bottles are contained now. There ain't no bottles gonna be getting under my brakes. So I could stop the car. But as the movie continued, I mean, it still, kept my interest, and the kills were great, and as they usually are in Final Destination. So, yeah, it'll always be in my mind, burnt there. So Final Destination 2 was my number 51.
All right. So if you guys like or disagree with what we said, let us know in the comments below.
Also, check out our other videos and hit the subscribe button if you want to continue to follow us.
We're The Swinging Light. I'm Doug.
And I'm Rachel.
Until next time.
Keep the light on.